So we're at, actually I'm not going to say the street address, that would be dumb. We're in Clovis, California. We're working on an RUC80, very similar to ours. We have the RU160, so this is an older version, probably built around 2016. Ours was built in 2018, so 152,000 BTU. Anyways, don't know who the builder, you know, these might be to Young Homes, maybe not. Anyways, we've seen this before. The funny thing is they're using fire sprinkler line, which is fine. It's oversized to 1 inch and it's CPVC. And then they just make an adapter, and so they're going out. Normally people just either run copper or they run the white CPVC 3/4. Just needs to be 3/4 inch inside diameters all. So that was kind of a weird thing. Gas line's fine, 24-inch connector, gas shutoff valve. That's actually a water valve, but you can use it as gas, full port ball valve. And then of course hot and cold stubbed out. They are using adjustable connectors, and so they're required to have a shutoff valve on the cold. Even though you have a shutoff valve here, when you have a connector that you can unscrew, you have to have a shutoff valve at the appliance, just like a tank water heater would have. Normally you come out of the wall and you do hard copper and pipe in, and then that becomes your primary valve, and there's no valve on the wall. So anyways, what's supposed to happen is that valve, the cold, and that valve, the hot. So that's the cold water going into the unit. Normally it's pointing straight down. Right now it's pointing straight out. Down, it's in the on position. So it's working, same thing with the hot. So what you do is turn the hot off, turn the cold off, take a little wrench up here, and you spin this forward. You can see it says on and off with little arrows. So on is forward and off. What it does is it opens up this portion. So you hook your hoses up, and everybody knows this. It's plumbing and probably a handyman and a lot of homeowners as well. You hook up that to the cold water to the pump, and it pulls vinegar out of the bottom of the bucket, and it pushes it in here. And since this valve is in the off location, it goes up in through the heat exchanger and then comes out and back into the bucket. And so you can see with this, you can see that really good flow. So it's working correctly. On this particular home, for this homeowner, we talked to him about it last year. That valve is broken, that cold valve right there. The reason we know that is with this hose, cold hose hooked up and disconnected from the pump, what you do is you shut this valve off, you hook this up, you shut this primary, what this is supposed to be, this is for it's the service valve kit, isolation valve kit. So that's supposed to isolate it. You turn it off, you turn this on, you hook the hose up, but when we turn the water on, water comes out of the hose. So it should be replaced. The good news is you got a valve right here. So what the vinegar is doing right now, it's actually going in here because this isn't shutting off all the way. Some of that vinegar is pushing and wanting to go into the house, but guess what? It can't go in the house because the valve's there. Okay, so this line's full of vinegar. It stays like that for the next 45 minutes. It's fine, so not a big deal there. Everything else is going into the unit, coming out, as I showed you. We could replace this if they decide they want to. We will, but these valves are about $125 plus tax. Sorry about that. That's the recycling guy. Yep, recycling guy. So we're gonna replace that, but they run about, like I say, $125 to $150 for the kit, and then you got another couple $100 labor. I mean, you pull it apart, put a new one on, put a new brass nipple in, tie that back in, you're good to go. But it works. So I just leave it alone. You don't have to fix everything in the home, especially when it's still functioning as an isolation or a service valve kit. Anyway, we'll get this all flushed out for you. Outside of that, this installation or this service call is done.